This is the ultimate survival adventure. Over 200 mods with one really unique challenge. Find all 12 hidden eyes from around the world and beat the game. This is episode 5, and I've been farming, fighting, fusing, and fishing my way through a bunch of different challenges to unlock a quarter of the eyes I need so far. The only problem is I'm now going up against enemies that can kill me in one hit, like these dragons flying around the battlefield. This is a problem. But through a stroke of luck, I was able to kill one last episode. The only problem is its mate is back for revenge. I got you! Oh!
That cost me my chest plate, but it is so worth it. Oh my god, I got so much stuff. A lightning dragon heart. Now, to be fair, I'm pretty sure this village has been obliterated. There's like nothing left. That is probably from this lair. So let's go check that out and get the loot before we start thinking about heading home. With a second dragon slain, I quickly made myself a temporary chest plate, then headed over towards its nest to go loot all of the chests there. Picked up quite a bit of copper, which translates into vanilla Minecraft copper, which is very useful. Grabbing the bell from the now abandoned village and using the warp stone to return back home. I had myself a quick nap and a little bit of inventory management and organization before starting on the next major step in my journey. Okay, first things first, let's do stuff with these manuscript pages. Let's learn about death worms. That sounds terrifying. And more about lightning dragons and ice dragons. Now, if we take this, lightning dragon. Oh, they can be purple. Okay. Much weaker metal. Charge of ball lightning. Oh, so I just killed a child. That isn't even the big one. Oh no, that's just a child. Well, I guess you all just saw that dragon fight with no sound, because there's no way I'm going back and redoing that. And I just noticed that the audio was wrong. Dang it, Elgato.
But the editors can take care of that. It's all good.
I can't do it again.
No, back, it's okay. It's okay, back, no, I got it. It's okay. I've got it. I've got it, yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Well, the good news is we know more about dragons now. Next up is the Tales of Sand and having to repair this thing. That's super cheap. We have everything we need for that. Boop, boop, and boop. Bam. Dungeon Seeker. Now this book and unlocking the Dungeon Seeker advancement allows me to start progressing towards the dungeons here, but the most important thing is that it allows me to use all of the spells that I've been collecting and hoarding to this point. Things like Shield of God, Lightning, Fireball, and most importantly for me, Heal. It also allows me to unlock the loot tokens, not the heart ones yet, mind you. I can't increase my health, but the loot tokens are awesome. They both give you stuff as well as give you a whole bunch of experience, which is really great when you're doing enchanting. You can re-up to 30 super quickly. But before we're gonna be a wizard, we're gonna be a dragon rider first. I used one of the skulls to craft myself up a dragon command staff, placing the other over my bed in the ultimate flex. And then it was time to craft myself up some awesome armor. Oh my god, I look so cool. All right, let's get, we got, I have work, oh, stand by. Voice over me, take it away for a second. I stashed away the diamond armor which had gotten me to this point, had me survive a dragon attack, so I think it had done its job. I then used all of the dragon bones and some wither bones that I had collected from my time in the nether to make myself a dragon bone bow and a whole set of dragon bone arrows. From there, it was a bit of enchanting, getting protection 4 on a good portion of the armor and utilizing those loot tokens to great effect to keep myself above level 30 to be able to enchant everything really quickly without having to waste any levels. I did get scammed at one point, seeing Unbreaking 3 in the level 2 enchant slot, but then getting Unbreaking 2 when I actually enchanted it out. Okay, karma's gonna have to hit me in some way here, but having full set of enchanted dragon scale armor and a power 1 dragon bone bow means I can do some really cool stuff. Combine that with the magic spells that I've learned, and I'm feeling pretty darn near invincible. So this is awesome. Now I can use these spells that do really cool things. Bong. My armor is enchanted mainly with just unbreaking protection. My boots leave a little bit to be desired, but I'll get there. I made myself a dragon bone bow, and I just basically organized a lot of my inventory. So I kind of want to tame a dragon, but I kind of don't want to look up how to tame a dragon. So I'm going to figure that out. But I do want to kill another dragon for lightning blood. All right, so we have a goal for today. Make the lightning sword. I'm now fully geared up in all of my armor, and we're gonna go fight a couple more lightning dragons all the way up here. There's 2 more right close by, probably. Let's go slay some dragons. This way. It does feel a little silly to be actively seeking out a dragon fight, but I kind of just want to actively seek out a dragon fight. Oh, they're purple. I don't know if that makes it any different. We're gonna try. And I got so many comments that, oh, Ducky. I got so many comments that those are not baby dragons and are instead something that we can tame. I will do that later because that's cool. I'm kind of on a killing dragon kick right now. Oh, you're bigger. You're bigger for sure. Oh my goodness, the purple ones are so much bigger. Oh, this bow is brutal. Are you kidding me? That was very obviously a much bigger and more dangerous dragon. And they just died. Okay, so I don't get any of the scales when I get the blood, but I have lightning dragon blood right now. Thank you, Tree, for helping out, by the way. After a quick nap next to the corpse, I made my way over towards the dragon's horde, collecting everything out of the chests there, finding another random dragon skeleton just on the ground. Perhaps they're infighting amongst each other, perhaps it's just random generation, but I'm starting to collect dragon skulls like they're Pokemon cards at the moment. And believe me, the dragons are volunteering and lining up to join in. Oh. Oh my god, are you kidding me? This bow is overpowered. I'm beginning to think this gear might be too good. clearing yet another one of these nests, I'm now going from the point of being afraid of these creatures to seeking them out to engage with them. The next one was a little bit bigger, a higher tier. The lightning breath actually did some damage and went on top of my armor, scorching the earth underneath me, but they fell just the same, collecting everything from their horde and adding it to my own. Followed that up with another black dragon, dead within a few seconds. I'm actually becoming a force to be reckoned with in this world. Nearby to that dragon's horde was some sort of monument to a fallen knight with a bottle of tears inside of the dispenser, which I quickly drank and set myself on fire with. Don't think about that too hard. Heading into the rainforest the following day to do a little bit more exploring around. Dropped inside were a few hobgoblins and goblins, and at this point, I've slayed dragons. We're going into the forest and we're getting a whole bunch more experience, people. After some short negotiations with the hobgoblins, I found a jungle pyramid nearby here, packed with silverfish, which was honestly kind of annoying, and I was nervous that they would trip a stone pressure plate for explosives, since this seems like it's based off of a desert pyramid, but the silverfish are the trap. No booms here, at least not right away. Where's melee attacks to absorb health? Oh, that's really good. Hey, we got it! The rogue eye. We got the jungle eye. We got 2. So now I'm wearing the corpse of a dragon. I am carrying a legendary weapon, a bow that does an insane amount of damage, and when I hit people, I recover health based off of the damage that I do. I made my way directly over the top of the forest towards another amethyst dragon, catching them underneath the tree line, letting them crawl towards me as I just bowed them down with the dragon bow. After looting another skeleton and throwing more into the iron backpack, check it out, I have 6 dragon skulls at this point. I headed over towards their horde, grabbing all of the manuscript pages primarily, swimming along the ocean coast to start making my way back around towards the waystone so I could potentially warp back home. There's a few other small POI around here, this one tower that had some emeralds and another waystone at the top, so that's another place that I can make a potential warp point. Sleeping on the top of that and jumping down to the coast, seeing what I can only describe as like a giant stone calcified lionfish skeleton poking up out of the water. It was surrounded with sharks. Thankfully, they weren't aggressive ones. Turns out sharks actually aren't super aggressive. It's all Discovery Channel lying to us. But there was a shipwreck nearby where I was able to pick up some steampunk leggings and a little bit of supplies here and there with a buried treasure map that I was able to dig up. Unfortunately, not getting the old eye, but grabbing some other goodies along the way. When I went to swim across the ocean to continue exploring this area, I did have a bit of a chance encounter. Wait, what the? What was that? Wait a second. Did I just fail a wisdom save? I got charmed. But heading out of the ocean, I made my way into a desert, finding some death worm chitin and a Dune reference. It's actually funny, I was recording a Desert 100 Days video right around the same time that I was recording this one. The mod pack is bugged, so it's gonna come out slightly out of order. That'll come out in like a couple months, but just know that I discovered death worms at about the same time in both packs. But I headed along the beach, seeing a few more of those sirens, running and purling out of range, making myself a set of earplugs, which would allow me to be safe from the siren's song at the cost of a whole lot of armor points. I made my way a lot closer, bowed down, and meleeed the enemies, switching back to my dragon helmet as a fire dragon was swirling over the ocean right here near the edge of the desert. I pinned them up on top of the water where they couldn't land without taking damage, relying on my bow to do significant damage and clear them out. All of that to save a wandering trader that had the dragon's ire, picking up an ocean ancient city explorer map from them, which is another POI that I can go hit up at a later date. Oh, I timed that perfectly. I slept in the thunderstorm, which skipped the blood moon because it skipped the night. That's wild. Having somehow found a way to do what the mod is generally not intending to let you do, I made my way over towards the Fire Dragon Horde, where they actually hoard gold instead of copper, so breaking all of those little coin piles is a lot more valuable, and I spent the time to get everything from there. I headed over into the Red Rock Sandstone Desert area, finding another waystone which I was able to pick up, and making my way into a bit of a town which I thought might be another village of some kind, but it turned out to be a bit of a bandit camp. There was a bunch of different spawners around here, one of which was made out of hoglins and wither skeletons. Is a bit of a jump scare, especially when the giant amethyst dragon landed on top of everything. And being withered at the same time as fighting one of the dragons definitely makes it a little bit more harrowing, considering the armor tier that I've afforded myself. Damage from multiple sources sort of starts to overwhelm that. I was able to slay the dragon, relying a little bit on my heal spells and golden apples to make sure to keep me up so I wasn't taking lethal damage, using a few bombs to deal with the hoglins around here, who I was able to cook thanks to the Soulfire enchantment on my Warglaive, having them provide me a whole lot of nice resources, getting to a few of the chests where the chest loot themselves is underwhelming, but the drops from the mobs, that's what's actually really useful here. I can kill the hoglins for a really good source of meat, especially once it's cooked, and I can kill the withers for wither bones that I can use to craft more dragon arrows. But remember how I said I had skipped the blood moon?
Oh no.
I timed that perfectly.
Not wanting to take any risks, I pearled my way down to the desert village, replacing the waystone so that it was properly named, indicating where it actually belongs here, and warped it back over towards home.
I guess I wasn't exactly dodging the blood moon, but it's a good enough reason to head home as any.
So while all of the undead and demons and everything else wailed around outside, it was time to do some work here at the base. I did a little bit of organizing of all of my inventory, compressing items down into their ingot or block forms, and after about 3 days of non-stop murder, it was really impressive everything I had collected.
And that's all done, and that out there is all done. We're safe? Awesome. So we've hit the point where this is an insufficient inventory. I have a ton of skulls that I don't know what to do with, and most of these chests are fully, entirely, completely full. So with that all done, and an additional eye now locked in here, we are getting there. But this room is no longer cutting it. I mean, look at us. We slay dragons. I'm wearing one as a hat. I have one mounted above my bed right there. Living in a hole in the wall is no longer sufficient. Hi.
What the? That's my wall!
Legundo, you've just won the Ultimate Extreme Makeover Sweepstakes. Congratulations!
Sweepstakes? Are you one of those Telegram YouTube comment scam robots?
You've won an all-expense-paid trip to Scarland, the best amusement park in Minecraft, while we give your base the ultimate makeover.
What's Scarland? Is that? Oh my. Huh?
All right, Beck, the TNT is ready for detonation.
Excellent. Let's blow this popsicle stand and give it an extreme makeover.
3, 2, 1.
We've added some rustic wood paneling to really accent the Dragon Slayer decor Legs has collected.
The library has been expanded with some additional supports to hold the raw enchanting power of this build.
Heading upstairs, we added a proper stairwell leading to an open concept infusion room and mystical storage chamber.
With the balcony, we've taken advantage of the treetop canopy to create a more organic overview that's guarded by the souls of the fallen dragons.
Thank you for participating in the Ultimate Extreme Makeover Sweepstakes! I've been Beck with Sierra. Have a good night.
What?
All right, thanks, I guess. I mean, the house is definitely less exploded now, and we have more. Like this whole upper area right here, this balcony. I'm gonna do more once I have proper decoration mods, but I like the fact that now I'm kind of integrated into the full hill that I live in. It's a hill. Roof here probably needs some more work as we're going. We'll deal with what's behind that wall next episode, and we have our little magic area for potion brewing. I should really tame this cat. Hold on, let's tame the cat. Will they eat flying fish? Let's try. Oh, look at that. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Nice, we have a black cat. Honestly, this is kind of perfect for the whole magic area. Best comment with a name for the cat, for this cat right here, you get to name the cat. But we have a nice little magic area. All of our Unreal stuff is up here. We're gonna bring a couple of these other spells with us. And then we have all the Inferium stuff over here. This is just the dusts that I organized. This might not seem like a lot. Each of those is 4 of those, and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So this compresses pretty quickly. And then all the essences we'll have up here in the prosperity stuff. Potion brewing. We're storing the content here. I need to figure out a design for this roof right here because I don't like it being dirt, but I'm kind of done building for right now. All right, we need to make some more arrows for our dragon bone bow, and we need to make our ultimate weapon sword. And all of that is over in the desert. But now that I had spent a few days just focused on building and getting set up, I want to resume my quest for this ultimate weapon and the items that it's going to allow me to collect down the road. I made my way up the mountain, heading back over towards the bandit camp, fighting a few dinosaurs along the way before getting up there and clearing out the area around the spawner in between each individual wave of enemies. I don't like the tongues. I really don't like the tongues. It upsets me. Trying to avoid as many tongues as possible, I collected a little bit of jungle wood that I'd be able to use for another build back at home. I think that'll nicely match the color palette of everything I had set up, spending more time clearing out the area surrounding the spawner. Oh wait, that's another wither skull. A third wither skull means I can go ahead and summon the wither, which is actually a prerequisite before making it to the end. The wither drops one of the eyes that I need in order to unlock the end portal. So this worked out perfectly. I thought I'd have to farm that in the nether. Being able to do it here in the overworld is great. I spent a bit more time that day just fighting more hoglins, more withers. My armor isn't impenetrable. It's not unbreakable. And even with unbreaking on it, these scales actually end up being a little bit more fragile than diamond or iron counterparts. It provides me more defense at the cost of having less overall survivability. And I don't have access to any sort of mending enchant in this world, which means that this armor has a finite lifespan, and I need to be careful. If any of it breaks and I'm fighting mobs, especially mobs like these withers with upgraded weaponry, I'm gonna take a lot more damage and potentially get overwhelmed and killed before I know what happened. A little bit later in the night though, I headed over the hill, finding the nearby nest of the dragon that had jumped me at this spawner previously, picking up all of the manuscript pages before purling across what I can only call the Minecraft Grand Canyon that ran right through this area. I made my way up towards a jungle tower of the wild that had a replacement waystone up at the top here, throwing a pearl down into the desert village, fighting a few zombie villagers and entities that had made their way out of the woods and were starting to head towards town. After that, I warped back home and admired the trophies I had collected. I mean, we're gonna have to, right? We're gonna have to. We have to. We will, don't worry. I mean, you've already seen the thumbnail. You know I do. This is me from the past saying we will. But you saw the thumbnail, so you know it's gonna happen. But if I'm gonna fight the god of death, I'm gonna want a weapon that is comparable. And if nothing else, at least makes me its peer, if not its superior. So I spent some time putting all of the items away in their new correct spots, having more chests dedicated to things like dragon skulls, where it turns out I'm actually collecting quite a few of those. But I crafted myself up a dragon bone sword using one of the wither bones that I had collected from the previous day's farming, having that kind of hit all of the high notes of everything that I needed across the board. I enchanted that up quickly, getting looting on it, fire aspect. This thing is looking dangerous. And then when I took some of the lightning blood that I had collected from the dragon who jumped me, it became the ultimate weapon. Oh my god. Look at me. Oh. This wither has no chance. I'm going to obliterate it. I don't have soul sand. All right, quick little adventure. Also, actually. No! Oh. Oh my. It is very telling that even rank and file mobs in the Nether are taking far more hits to kill than those in the overworld. This dimension is tailored to the actual level of my power and can counter me. If I'm gonna experience a second death, I put even money that it's gonna happen in the Nether to just a random mob, not some boss that I do a ton of prep for. I'm gonna get caught unaware by just one random thing with a really powerful enchanted weapon. But instead of doubling back and heading back towards the portal, I saw a nether fortress off in the distance, bridging my way through there and putting a waystone down so I'd be able to come back and visit it at a later date. I warped from there towards the waystone at my home portal, using the portal to actually hop dimensions to avoid the few levels of extra expense of doing dimension hopping, and after one quick nap, it was time for a good finale.
Do it right here on the runway, just because, why not? It's already been through quite a bit. Let's recreate a somewhat iconic photo. All right, we're gonna do this. No totem, no second chances. I win or I die. I really hope this thing got upgraded as part of this pack. Or this thing's gonna go down like an absolute chump. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, I am broken. And if you're thinking now, Legundo, what do you have to do next? We are rapidly approaching endgame, and I might just beat this challenge. See you all next week, everyone.